This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Well, next week we're going to pick up where we left off. We're going to talk about Starrcade, which was, of course, at the end of November, and then we'll cover the rest of 1985 as we march through December of 1985. But man, there's so much that's happened in just these 60 days leading up to this. You guys left Magnum TA laying in a locker room, and then you left Sam Houston laying in a parking lot. And who could forget, you locked the cage in the Omni and you put Hard Times on Dusty Roads. And now you've named yourself the Four Horsemen. This is all happening bam, 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 right here in the fall of 1985. And now next week, it's the big one, the Gathering, Starrcade 85. It's a sellout, of course, wherever you went, whether it was Greensboro or Atlanta. Of course, the Omni was sold out as well. And you're that night going to be defending with your old pal Ole Anderson, the National Tag Team Championship, against the United States Tag Team Champions, Chief Wahoo McDaniel and Billy Jack Haynes. A lot of moving parts here. It's not just a regular super show. It's a super show in two separate locations. That's what we'll talk about next week here on the show. I don't know what I expected when we started going in chronological order for your career, dude, but this is a lot of fun. And I appreciate you taking us on the ride together with everybody.
Well, I love, our listeners. And, they had told us what they wanted and we listened, and I appreciate the patience of I know it's a little slower moving. Appreciate the patience of the audience that like a faster pace, maybe show. But let me tell you guys, I know that I appreciate being able to go back and tell you the story, because there's so many cool things that happen that nobody has ever heard about. Appreciate you guys supporting us, and the critics have all spoken and they're enjoying the format, and I'm glad of that. That's why we're here. We're having a great time, Conrad. I appreciate you and digging up these stories and reminding me, and man, it's just been a blast. I'm enjoying myself, and I know you are, and I hope our audience is.
I want to give a shout out to the third man of our crew here, Mr. Richard Land. He's the editor for the history of WWE.com. So when I'm bringing up all these towns and results and attendances, that's all found at the history of WWE.com. And Mr. Land actually goes out and sources all these different clips for us so we can bring you these promos. And I think hearing the audio from the time really adds a lot of context to the show, Arn. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah. I mean, rabid fans. One of the coolest things when you're shooting the TBS show and you're hearing, an angle goes down and you can hear individual voices, from the fans.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool. Then at a packed arena, you don't get to hear, and you get to hear those individual voices and screaming, and 100 people sounds like 1,000. It's just really cool. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.